peer-to-peer elective is derived from a program through an organization called START, which is a state program which is called Statewide Autism Resources and Training. And what that is a big Michigan statewide program that supports students who have autism. Now, the peer-to-peer elective has been branched out to not just students with autism, but students with other special education disabilities also. And what we do is match up a general education peer with a special education peer who's been identified as needing some support in the classroom socially, or just helping with interacting with peers, communication, and independence type skills. So they do a variety of different things just to help the student to participate in class better, maybe help them participating in small groups. So they do all kinds of different things just to help the special education student be more successful in the general education setting.
Hi, my name is Angel Haig.
Naomi Martinez.
I'm Mr. Briggs.
Jeff Smith.
Maya Bennett.
Michaela Temple.
Mr. Roberts.
Tyler Moget.
Mayra Hester.
My experience with peer-to-peer has been great. I have been able to look at life a different perspective and get to know students that I wouldn't usually be able to know. And the interaction also helps me in my everyday life, and it will allow me to grow as a person as well.
It's been going really good. It's really chill. He's really smart, and he's just very easy to talk to, very easy to work with. It makes it enjoyable.
I go into my peers class and I just help them with anything they need help with, and you get to make a new friend out of it.
Overall, it's been really great so far. My peer's very respectful, and I think it's really beneficial for both me and the peer. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens later in the year.
My overall experience has been really great, actually. I just learn different things about my peer every day, and it's really helped me become a better person. Just because my peer can't speak, so I'm learning American Sign Language right now, which I never took a class in, and so just being able to communicate with him has really helped me overall.
My experience has been really good so far. The student that I work with is really easy to get along with, and he's very comprehensive, so him and I work together really well. He's pretty comfortable around me, and he makes it easy for me to help him.
It's nice because I can deliver what we're doing, and it gives me the chance to address it for the whole class. And then if the specific peer-to-peer students needs a little bit of extra help, they can get that help from their peer. So it's beneficial because it allows me to work with the whole class, and then I can come help that student, but also the student has a person right there that they can kind of turn to get help if they need it. So it gives them a immediate, direct person that can help clarify things or help show them how to do something. Or I have computers, and so a lot of the skills the peer is able to show the student, which is an immediate help.
I guess it's enhanced my instruction by allowing me extra time to work with more students. By having a peer-to-peer in my class who's working one-on-one with other students, I'm able to not spend as much time with that student and bounce around to students who might need more help.
The peer-to-peer tutoring has provided an opportunity for one of my students with challenging needs, a severe cognitive impairment, to be able to have a direct interaction with a general education student, and has allowed them to bond in a way that's made their instruction more effective.
Well, to my peer, it allows them to be able to interact with people in a better way, because my peer, he's very intelligent, and it's just the social aspect that I'm really there to help with. So when we do group work, I'm there, and it just allows him to have just one more person to talk to if other people don't interact with him. And then for me, it just allows me to not take for granted the stuff that comes easily to me as far as social interaction with other people and as far as comprehending schoolwork.
I think it's really beneficial for his work. He's been doing more work as the class has gone on because kind of had to push him to it, and he always gets it done now, and I think it's helped him a lot in his grades and stuff.
Benefits of the program for him would be being able to be like social and, you know, just working with me instead of a staff. I think it's just an overall different experience for him because I'm not like forcing work on him as a teacher or as a staff. I'm just working with him on like a friend basis and just creating a bond with him.
I think he gets the material a lot more. He's more focused. I can sometimes see him when he's by himself trying to work on the works that are assigned to him. He takes a little bit more time. And when I'm right next to him, helping with him, he gets it a little bit more and gets it done a lot faster.
They get extra help with any work that they need, and they can just come if they need help with anything outside of school as well.
I can tell like he's more comfortable in social environments because that's what I work with him with. Like I work talking to him, getting him to open up. And I can also tell in his speech has gotten a lot better while talking to me, and I can notice that. Like in his writing, you know, he's better at spelling, he's better at focusing.
I think it's good both ways. I think it's good for both peers. I think it's good for the peer who is getting the help, and it's good for the peer who's giving the help, because obviously the peer getting the help has an extra person helping them, so the peer getting the help has me to help them. But also anything that they need, like I was saying, anything like immediately, anything that is maybe a small clarification that can be answered by the peer, the student can go right to the peer, and it's a real quick extra person helping. So between the two of us, between myself and the peer that's helping out, we usually solve everything. But then I think it's also helpful for the peer that's doing the helping, is because it puts them in a position that they're able to kind of switch roles from a student to not a teacher, but someone who's helping, and they sort of see it from a different perspective. They see it from the perspective of someone who's helping a student, because a lot, you know, they're high school students and they come at it from a high school student perspective. But it helps them maybe see it from the perspective of a teacher, so they're able to help, but they're also able to see it from like how a teacher might. So maybe then that benefits them in their own classroom.
Even though in my room she's only working with one student, she's been very active about helping other students who are in need. We do a lot of group work stuff, so she's been able to explain directions to not just the students she's involved with, but the other students in her group, and kind of interact with all the other classmates, and helping to, I guess, figure what we're supposed to be doing or getting on task.
The other students can see the benefits of being a leader for their peers. In fact, in light of this, I've noticed another student in my class who I now have going around and helping some other students in my room, also doing activities. So when he gets done with his work, he has now taken on a leadership role, much like our peer-to-peer student Rye has done. And so she's kind of mentoring him to be more effective in that role also.
It's definitely been eye-opening. It's taught me to be more patient, to kind of like look in his perspective and kind of work with him in a way that benefits him the most.
I have made a new friend. I've learned how to become a better tutor and just a better person in general.
Well, it's kind of beneficial for what I want to go into later in life, so it helps me interact with kids more, and every type of kid, not like just some kid that I would usually interact with, but outside of my comfort zone too. So I think it's helped me a lot there.
It's benefited me in a lot of different ways. just, if I see my peer in the hallway now, I can say hi, or just being more social again. Like, he may not be able to communicate with a lot of different people, but I know how to communicate with him. And that right there, being able to form a relationship with someone I probably would have never met is really great. So
It's benefited me a lot. Being able to work with students and peer-to-peer has allowed me to see different perspectives of a lot of students. Seeing his friends and comparing to mine, it just kind of just brings into reality with the type of school we're in. There's diversity everywhere, and it's been really good for me. And I think that I'll talk about this when I graduate.
This is something that has a tremendous benefit. At times we see our peer-to-peer student being more effective than staff can be. Not that our staff are ineffective, but because of the type of bond that they have, being close in age, and they are then able to more effectively link up with the student and instruct them in a way that's difficult for someone older as myself to do. So we've seen some real positive things happening that way from the relationship that Rye has established with our student in my program.
I feel like it helps both the general education student as well as the special education student, because general education students get to learn about students who are different than them. It really promotes diversity. They get to be a role model for all the students in the class in treating students with differences with respect and support. If you see a cool junior or senior working with a special education student and interacting with them and including them in the groups, then you're more likely to not be afraid and participate and engage with students who have special needs. I think some students, it's not that they don't want to participate or to get involved with kids who have special needs, but they don't know how to, or they fear, they're not sure how to do it. So it gives you a role model of a general education peer working with that special education peer. And then obviously it makes the student that has special needs more included and accepted by others in school.